All right, what's going on? What's going on? My name is Ola. We're back here. Today we're talking about business plan, a house flipping business plan, a ten to $20,000 per deal business plan. I want to give that to you. I want to hand it to you today. It's going to be fun, so I want you to stick around. Make sure you stick around till the end. If you're brand new here, congratulations because you landed on probably the most valuable channel you're going to find on real estate professionalism and marketing. Okay. Any type of marketing. Okay. There's no such thing as non-digital marketing anymore. Everything is digital. We're all online, right? So that's why you're watching me today. We're going to talk about real estate as a product, as a business module. But today specifically, I want to get into a business plan. I want to give you a model to write your business plan around. But even if you're not writing a business plan, you need to know this stuff because a lot of people are lost in the business because they don't have what I'm about to share with you tonight. So again, my name is Ola. If you're brand new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have some fun today. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if I say anything that makes sense, that just hits home for you. Just give me a thumbs up. If you want to go ahead and give me a thumbs up right now, that's perfectly fine too. That will help our channel out. And if you have any questions, anything like that, leave a comment below. Leave your questions, leave your contributions, anything that you have to say, your thoughts. I would like to know what your thoughts are as we're going through the training today. So today, like I said, I just wanted to make sure I show my face so I'm not rude. Before we get started, this is my screen for today. We're going to talk about the best business plan ever. By the way, if you are in any other type of business model that's not necessarily real estate, house flipping, or wholesaling, if you're any type of, you can steal what I'm about to share with you tonight, and it's absolutely applicable. But I tell you, there's a lot of people roaming around the business and they don't understand this stuff. And when they don't understand this stuff, they go in circles. They go every 6 months, then they circle back, and they're trying to figure out what is going on. They can't figure it out. And I meet a lot of people. As a matter of fact, just last night. I was at a I was at the local real estate association event. Shout out to my boy Samuel. Hopefully we'll get to do something together very soon. Samuel Colon. It was New Jersey real estate earning, learning, something like that, NJ Real. Okay. So I was out there and met quite a few people, and they were sharing about how to find vacant houses, how to find the product, how to find the information about when you come across vacant properties. It was some really good insight, and really the one thing I took away from it, I want to share with you right now is really digging deeper. Everybody does one thing that the gurus are talking about, and then they get to a place where they hit like a stumbling block or some kind of challenge, and they just stop. And that's where the champions takes off from. Okay, that's where they get started, right? Everybody get to that point where they just get tired and they stop. And congratulations if you're here, you're watching this video either as a rebroadcast or live, and you've seen some of my videos in the past. Congratulations to you because you're one of the top 3% in this niche that are going to win. But I guarantee you that majority of the people that are coming into this business will never make a dime. It's not a curse, it's just what it is. But the cream always rises to the top, and one of the first signs of the cream rising to the top is when people show up every day, the consistency, right? Because eventually something is going to stick. Okay. So congratulations to you if you're watching this as a second video. If it's your first time, congratulations to you because everybody started from the same place. But like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell right next to the subscribe button to make sure you join the notification squad. That means you get emails every time I'm live, or that's how you want to make sure, because I'm sharing so much information. I'm going to be going every day. The time are kind of all over the place. Right now I'm in Ohio for a project, and I'm going to be here for until, I don't know, until May 5th, 6th, something like that. So if you're in Ohio, you can send me a quick email. Maybe we can link up. All right, so let's get into it. Again, today we're talking about, I want to give you a business plan. If you don't have this, and I'm not talking about official business plan, but you can use it to build your official business plan as well too. One of the best way to fail, right, is to not have a plan, right? This actually, I think, is the fastest way to fail, right? If you don't plan, you plan to fail, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? You've heard that before, and for some reason, people think in marketing, network marketing, internet marketing, real estate wholesaling, real estate investing, they think that somehow they're exempt from that rule. No, you're not exempt from that rule. You got to know what you're doing by 10 a.m. tomorrow. If you don't know what you're doing 10 a.m. tomorrow with regards to this business, even if that means you're on your 9 to 5, you need to find a way to link that together to this business if you plan to succeed in this business. And if you're not doing that, if you're not saying, oh yeah, I'm on my 9 to 5 because I need to raise money so I can market. If you don't have that linked together somewhere, hopefully written down, but sometimes it could just be in your brain, but at least you know that's what your goal is, right? If you don't have that, it's no wonder. You could check your result. Your result is probably not speaking the kind of language you would like to hear, right? So I just wanted to point that out in love, just so you know that you have to plan. You have to plan, because if you're not planning, you're planning to fail. There's no such thing as inaction. Right? There's no when you're taking action. If you're not taking action, you're essentially taking the action of not taking action. Okay, you don't get to choose that I'm going to take action or not. Okay, so with that being said, that this is what I want to cover today. So I'm going to cover the seven elements that you need to have in every plan. Okay, and you can use what I share with you today. Take a lot of notes. Okay, you can use what I share with you today to literally design your business plan. And most people don't have this. Okay, most people haven't really they don't have this, so they haven't really conceptualized or contextualized the whole thing into making sense to them. All they know is that, yeah, I like the idea. I can buy houses and sell houses for a profit. And then, as simple as that sounds, they're wondering how come I haven't made any money, right? But that's what we're going to cover here today. So we're going to define every single one of this: who, what, why, when, where, how much. How does this relate to real estate? I'm going to use as an example as our product today. And as you know, in real estate wholesaling and house flipping, we have two sides of that coin, right? You have the sellers, you have the buyers, and this concept is applicable on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to try to link between the two, and at the end of it, then I'm also going to give you an overview of what I think you should be focused on in this business today. Okay, like I said, I met quite a few people last night, and a lot of people were lost because people are trying to fill the gap that's already been filled. Okay, the bottom line that I really want to share with you today is this. Okay, when you enter any type of game, okay, either a business module or new venture that you want to start, you want to find out where there's a gap so you can fill it. Okay, you want to find a place where you can add value, because if you're not adding value, you're not going to make money. Okay, the only way to create money, to create income, revenue, is to add value. Okay, so if you're busy chasing after a guru, or chasing after a new module, or the new app of the century, or the new software that's supposed to help you, and you haven't really pinpoint where you need to add value, you're going to struggle with making money. And that means you're not going to make money. Okay, so and that's something I want you to write down right now. Just write it down. Right, grab a pen and a paper. Is very, very important. Grab a pen and a paper, and write this down. If I am not adding value, I will not make money. Point blank, period. That means hashtag PBP. Point blank, period. Okay, you need to write that down, because if you don't write it down, you're going to forget tomorrow again, because at some point you're human, right? Just like the rest of us. You're going to forget. You're going to start treating this like a religion. You're going to show up to the hotel meetings every Saturday with all the real estate investors talking about all the testimonials, all the people making money, and you're going to be hoo hoo ha ha, but you're not really making money. Right? You're not focused on you creating results. All those things are cool for sales, but you're already being sold. You're already sold on the business. I'm hoping that you're already sold on the business, and that's why you're here, right? You want to learn how to execute on the business and make money. That's why we're here. Okay, that's what I come here to show you. Okay, so again, we're gonna talk about the seven elements, the seven questions that you need to ask to build your business plan, and it needs to become like your book of rules. Okay, it needs to become like something you reference all the time. You need to type it up in your own language. Okay, I'm going to say some things here, and you're going to take some notes, and you're going to go build yours over the next 24 to 48 hours, and you're going to print it out. Go to Staples and print it out and hang it there and reference it every time you feel like you're lost, because the answer is probably in these seven questions that I'm about to share with you today. And if you don't know this information, I guarantee you are going to struggle. The first question you want to ask, okay? The first question you want to ask in any type of business is the who. Who are you trying to serve? Okay. If you cannot answer that question, everything else will fail. Okay. Forget the rest of the questions I'm going to share with you tonight. They're just as important. But the first question, as regards to in what order, right? It's going to be the who. Who do you want to serve? Because remember, we were just talking, you need to add value. When I say add value, you should be like, add value to what? Add value to somebody's life. You need to be doing something that's enhancing somebody's life somehow, some way, right? Something that's enhancing their business, their life, or their lifestyle, right? So if you cannot think of your real estate business or your marketing business in that sense, you are going to struggle, because everything, your marketing message, your sales message, goes back to that. Who are you trying to talk to? Who is your message for, right? We buy houses, we buy houses. Who are you trying to talk to? Who's the ideal person that you need to see that message, right? Because if you don't know who that ideal person is, some people call it the avatar, right? The avatar. Some people give it names. It could be a girl's name, it could be Mary, it could be Lauren, it could be Megan, it could be a name. You could give it a name. And because you gave it a girl's name doesn't mean it can be a man. It's just your way of making sure you pinpoint and you narrow down to that person, that ideal person you're trying to serve. Okay, who's that person? You need to know who that is. Yes, marketing is going to help you narrow down even further, but at first you need to know who that is. Okay, so for example, in house flipping, so since we're talking about house flipping business plan, that will be two types of people. Okay, because you're flipping a house, you're kind of like in the middle, and you're flipping from a seller to a buyer, right? You're flipping from a seller to a buyer. Sometimes you are fixing the property. Sometimes no, you're just passing the property to an investor that will appreciate a house that they can fix next, right? That's essentially. So who are these people? A seller and a buyer. But yesterday, I think on the previous video, you can go Google that video. Just go back to the last video on this channel, right? Actually, let me make sure I tell you what that is, because I don't want you to struggle looking for that video. Let's see here. I'm going to tell you what you need to Google. You can write this down and go ahead and Google this, or search on YouTube for it. Okay. So you can make sure that you watch it after this. Okay. So on the previous video, that was, I'm going to tell you the title right now. I need to learn how to remember that. I do so many so many of this. How to get started flipping houses. Okay, so all you want to do is just want to go to how to get started flipping houses, how to get started flipping houses, and you put all that in front of it. Search that on YouTube, and that video should come up. I explained to you the seller. The seller is not just a seller. The seller you're trying to deal with is not a seller, and we're going to talk about that later in one of the questions that's coming up. It's a person that absolutely need to get rid of a property, right? See, there's a lot of sellers, right? A lot of sellers in the marketplace. A lot of people can sell you a house, but there's no way for you to add value to that house. So you're not going to make money, right? So you're looking for people that are selling houses that you can add value to, or that a house that needs value to be added to it. That's the kind of houses you're looking for. And those houses are motivated sellers, distressed properties. And so again, we're talking about who, right? That's the who on the seller side. Who are you trying to deal with on the buyer side? Okay. If you're fixing the property, you need a person that needs their dream home. So you need to fix a property and put in models and fix the property in a way that will appeal to a person that needs a dream home, right? That's if you're a fix and a flipper. If you're just a flipper, that means you're a real estate wholesaler to investors. Then you're looking for investors. Okay, you need to identify and figure out which one you're going to be here. Okay, and I'm going to advise you which one I think you should be by the end of this video, by the way. So make sure you take note on that I said. I'm going to tell you which one I think you should be. But there are two types that you'll typically see in the market: the fix and flippers, right? Sorry, the flip The fix and flippers and the people that are just flipping for a profit, right? For quick profit. Both of them are great models, right? But if you're a fix and a flipper, you're essentially trying to put together a dream home. You take a house that needs value that can be added to it from a seller, a motivated, distressed seller. Because if they don't have motivation and distressed situation, they're not going to give you a house at a discount, right? They're not going to give you a house at 65%, 55% of its ARV after repair value, right? So you can put that repair on it as added value. You need to know what kind of kitchen is winning in your neighborhood that you're focused on. You need to know what kind of flooring people want in that area. Are they still using carpeting? Is it hardwood? You need to identify what those things are in the area if you're going to be a fix and flipper. Now, if you're just a flipper, your solution, your job just became a lot more easier, and you can make money a lot more faster by focusing on just looking for houses that's distressed. Okay, that means a house from a motivated seller for whatever reason, divorce, pre-foreclosure, inherited unwanted houses, vacant houses, whatever reason, this person doesn't want this house because it's just nasty on their books, they need to get rid of it, right? That's what you're looking for. And you're looking on the buyer side, you're looking to flip to investors, okay? People that are looking to pick up houses at a discount, right? And it could be a first time home buyer, or it could be a person that has been buying homes for 1,000 times before. It doesn't matter to you. A buyer is a buyer as long as that money is going to become real cash in your bank account, right? So those are the rules. And you need to identify that and write that down. And every time you feel like you're lost in this business, chances are you need to go back to this and identify what that is. Okay. So in any business, by the way, you need to know who you're trying to serve. Who do you want to add value to? If you don't know who that person is, that's the question. Anytime somebody is trying to, like, some of you are here because I did some commenting on the Breakfast Club video about the real estate wholesaling, and a lot of people were blah 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 and were being skeptical because this question was never answered for them. So it seems like a complete, so in database design, there's something we call a primary key. The primary key in all of these 7 questions I'm about to share with you tonight is the who. Everything else kind of like fall accordingly. Okay, fall accordingly. So now I may have been a little bit ahead of myself. Okay, now we want to talk about the what. What are you doing? What exactly are you offering these people? Right. Remember, there are two sides to the business of house flipping. Right. What are we trying to do exactly? What kind of value are we adding to these people? We already talked about the who, right? Now, we kind of talk about the what when we're talking about the who, but we did not exactly define it. See, one of the biggest things about business is that you have to be very definitive. You need to define what you are trying to do. Okay. Not only are you going to do it at the business plan level like this, but for literally every time you enter a brand new house or somebody calls you from a house, right? You kind of like need to redefine it again. So it needs to become part of your DNA. It needs to become who you are, right? So what is the next question? What is your offer for a motivated seller? What is your offer for an investor? Right. So first of all, so we're going to be talking in 2 parts today because the house flipping business is essentially in 2 parts. Okay. And by the end of this video, I'll tell you the part that I think you should focus on. Okay. But right now, you know that house flipping business is 2 parts. You have a seller, motivated seller to be precise, and you have a buyer, people looking to buy houses at discounts. Right. So what are you trying to offer the motivated seller? It's a solution, of course, right? But it needs to be a solution. And if you cannot see yourself thinking of what you're offering them as a solution, then you really don't need to have any further conversation. Okay. So, for example, when you're marketing to the woos, right? You market to them. The idea is for them to be calling you because they've literally seen you as a person to bring solution to the table. Okay. So I'm going to go with maybe 3 examples. A person that's in pre-foreclosure, right? And their property is underwater. That means they're owing more than what the property is worth. The property is worth $100,000. They owe 175 to the bank. In other words, there's no equity. There's negative $75,000 of equity. How can you solve that person's problem? That will be the what you bring to the table. Okay. Okay. So let's say the person owes just $25,000. That means there's positive $75,000, right? Your mind need to You need to tap away all the way from the idea that you're going to make money, okay? Because you know that making money is a byproduct of you solving problems, of you adding value to other people's lives, right? Your mind really needs to always, if you're going to be succeed in any type of business, you need to, again, you need to narrow back down to the problem that you're trying to solve, the solution. So for either a person has positive equity plus 75 or negative 75%, either way doesn't matter to you. The solution here is that you're helping someone get rid of a property, okay? As a house flipper, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about as a realtor. As a realtor, it's a different ball game entirely, okay? It's a different ball game entirely, but it's still applicable, but it's a little bit different, okay? As a realtor, you need to think that you're solving problem as well. But I'm going to be specifically to house flippers. If you're going to be flipping houses as a real estate wholesaler, you're there to help them get rid of a liability. But you say, but a house is not really a liability. Says who? Okay. You don't get to determine that. Okay. The person that has the house on their books right now is the person that gets to determine if it's a liability or not. And there are a few questions you ask people when they call you. First of all, if they called you, that means it's a liability, right? Because you probably marketed it out to them, right? And then they're calling you, but you need to stay, your conversation need to stay around the problem you're helping them solve. And how do you do that? By listening to them, okay? You let them do all the talking. If they stop talking, you ask another question based on what they just said last, and you let them do as many talking as they need to, okay? And once you're done, you say, you know what? Sound like I can help you. When is a good time I can come see the property? If you're still very light on work, right? You can go spend some time. If you're very busy, then you can say, hey, when is a good time so we can get online and get the document signed so I can get started? See, you're like almost like ahead of them, but then they're happy, but you're thinking maybe I'm too forward. But no, they're actually happy because you're helping them solve problem. But again, the what here is you're helping a motivated seller get rid of a property. And the key word is get rid. If you're thinking of you're helping a motivated seller sell a house, you're missing it, because when they want to sell a house, they want to make money, they want as much money from it, and chances are they're going to say like you're making too much money. And if you watch that last video that I did yesterday, I told you the story of how I got started, and I had to lose $10,000 that I never had, but I still made $10,000, right? And I told you that story because, again, I was helping somebody sell. If I was in the mood of helping somebody get rid of a property and the deal was structured that way from the beginning, I wouldn't have to deal with that. Now, let's talk about the what for the buyer side. So for the buyer side, right, you're helping the buyers find a discounted property, right? A person that's gonna fix a property and put it back on the market, they usually will not have the time to be doing marketing. They don't have to, okay? They are the people that do the project management, they fix the property, put the right stuff in the fixtures and stuff like that, and they worry about how the project is gonna move fast. They worry about, you just help them find the deals, you help them find and identify deals. So that's the what. That's your offer. You help them find and identify deals. That is the what in a house flipping business. You help buyers find and identify deals. Okay, that's the what, and it needs to be that simple. So whatever other type of business you're in, you need to figure out what kind of solution you bring to the table. Okay, now I use the word find and identify because you're saving them time, and they will pay you lucratively, handsomely, right? Handsomely, they'll pay you 5, 10, 82, 40. My highest was $82,000, $50,000 for helping them find and identify deals all day long. Okay, so that's something that you need to pay attention. Let's go straight to number three. Why? Okay, why? This needs to be a part of your conversation from time to time. Okay, um, why would a if the person can if the person is struggling with signing up with you, a motivated seller, right? Chances are because they lost the why in the midst of all that. Okay, you're gonna help them get rid of a house, but why? Okay, and people already know their why they called you, right? But remember what I said in the beginning, it needs to be definitive. You need to define it, you need to remind them sometimes. Okay, and remember I said something earlier, you need to listen to them, you need to let them talk. Don't be too fast, don't have opinions. They don't need your opinions, they need a solution. Okay, that's something that's very hard for especially traditional salespeople to understand. People don't need your opinions. They don't really need you to. They need you to almost act like a therapy. If you watch a therapy sit down and do consulting with people, they just have a pen and a paper and they're listening, and you're just doing all the work. Typically, why? Because it works. Okay, you need to do the same thing. If you're on a phone or you're in person, you need to learn how to grab a pen and a paper and say, "Tell me the story." Okay, that's really my favorite line of all time. I just go, if a person called me about their house, right, and they're a motivated seller, I'm not gonna assume they're ready to sign. Okay, I want them to, first of all, I need them to build rapport with me, right, because they're gonna be doing business with me, right, and the way I'm gonna get them to do that. By the way, this concept I'm sharing with you applies in real estate, applies in business, in marketing, in relationship. If you want to pick up a new you're looking for a new relationship, you're looking for to attract a girl or a boy or anything like that, well, mostly girls, sorry ladies, you need to let people talk. You need to let people, allow people to open up to you. If you can get good at letting people open up to you, they will fall in love with the idea of collaborating with you. Does that make sense? Because at the end of the day, the seller, the buyer, all those people, title work, title company, mortgage companies, realtors, they're just partners. At the end of the day, they're just in this case, business partners, but they're partners. They're collaborating with you to achieve an end result, which is why I told you, you always got to come from a standpoint of solving a problem. So when people say, but why would this person give you a house? That's because you missed the point. It wasn't about them giving me a house. It's about me helping them solve a problem. So back to the why though. Okay. How are you gonna know the why? Okay. The why is not something you create. Okay. I'm talking from the standpoint of a motivated seller right now. You don't create the why. They create the why, but you help them define it. That's why you have a pen and a paper. Okay. So when you go there, you are a consultant. Okay, you're a problem solver. Okay, remember I said the primary job of you as a house flipper. I said that on previous videos. In house flipping, your primary job is really marketing because you got to get the pipeline calling you, right? You got to fill the pipeline. You got to get people calling you, right? But when people start calling you, you're not there to again give opinions. Okay, you're there to solve a problem, to create results. You're there to create results because if you don't create results, you're not going to get paid, right? We kind of know that. We get paid as entrepreneurs when we create results. We don't get paid for how many hours we spend. So when I tell you to let them talk, right? I'm not saying sit down there forever, but at least somewhere, if you're there visiting the property, you're going to spend 15 to 20 minutes there, okay? But that 15 to 20 minutes, the best way you can use it is to have a note and a pen and say, tell me the story. What's going on with the property? That's my best line ever. Okay, you tell people, tell me the story. What's going on with the property, and you have a little smart smile on your face, authentic, of course, no pretending. Okay, because again, you're authentically there to solve a problem, right? And just let them talk. They're gonna tell you everything. They tell you everything about the property. My mother used to be in this house, and I grew up in this house. This was my room. Let them do all the talking. Let them do the work, and you just there to relax. You have a bottle of water. Every time you say a little bit of something, you ask another question. You take a sip of water. You say, "Oh, wow, wow." Yeah, that's awesome. If you have an authentic input, like you could relate to something, as long as you can relate. The only time you should really say anything is if you can relate. Oh yeah, yeah, my mother used to do that to something like that. If you can relate, it helps build more rapport, right? But that's essentially what you're due to do. Now, what you're writing down is really the reason why we're talking about this. Okay, the whys. You're trying to, from them talking, you're gonna find out the why they need to get rid of the property. Okay, so for example, realtors. A typical why when you're talking to the person, they need to move. They're already paying a double mortgage in Florida and they need to get out of New Jersey or Ohio, right? And they need to move. You need to write that down because you're going to use that later. If for some reason they have a second thought or anything like that, you could be like, but remember, we got to get you down to Florida. We got to get you moving. We got to get you stop paying this double mortgage because this property is, I mean, it costs you this much money every, when you write down how much it costs you every month, when you say all those things, you're writing those things down. You're essentially, you're finding the why. Okay. So finding the why in why somebody should sign up with you is what happens when you let them talk. Okay. Now, on the buyer side, it's actually very little work on that end. Okay. Because the reason As a house flipper, the reason why a buyer is there is because they want discounted property. They're gonna make profit. Okay, it's a money game for them. Okay, and if they're gonna make profit, they're gonna make profit. Okay, now if you're gonna sell properties that are a lot more than 85% of its ARV, then you got to come up with better whys. For example, why would somebody want to buy a property with 15% ROI? Because it's literally having their money work for them, and they don't have to do landlord. They can just invest. You need to write down those whys, why a person should buy an investment property from you, from a buyer standpoint. If you're dealing with a cash buyer, or people that buy 65% of ARV, if you're dealing with those kind of people, their why is the money. The numbers got to make sense, right? So if you but the truth of the matter, which I'm going to tell you later, I'm going to talk more about that later, is that the numbers sometimes will not make sense enough for cash buyers, but you got to make the numbers make sense to regular buyers who just want 90% discount, 80% discount. Not sorry, I mean 10%, 20% discount is still a good deal for them. It's a cash flowing income property, right? These are different why somebody should buy from you. Okay, and these are things you should just write down, and I'm going to tell you why you don't need to put too much focus on the why when it comes to down to that, because really the main why is they're discounted properties, and they're discounted properties based on today's market, not speculations, not what the area is going to be in the future, not because Amazon is moving to Newark in 10 years from now, which we're not sure about, right? None of that craziness, no speculation, just purely off of numbers. Okay, so if you're very good at the numbers, when it's time to flip your properties at discount, the numbers, the profit, the ROIs are going to be your major why. So you got to get good at that and be able to say those things in about 5 points and repeat it every time. Your building equity is paying down. You don't have to deal with the tenant. It's all property management. Your money is multiplying. You're also building equity. You see how I just said it? You got to get good at that. Got to become a part of who you are. So that's the why on the buyer's end. Okay. Does that make sense? I forgot to grab a bottle of water here, but it's okay. I'm away from home, so it's a little quiet around here, and I like it. All right. So when? Okay, let's talk about when real quick. So when should they sign up? Okay, when should they sign up? Okay, and that's a question that you need to answer with everything else that I said earlier. Okay, it needs to be now. Okay, it needs to be now. It needs to be now, 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 now o'clock. All right, and if the answer is not now, then you got to have systems in place to answer that question now. Here's what I'm going to tell you about now. Okay, and how I want you to handle now in your business is this. Okay, the timing is not always right for your prospect, either a seller or a buyer, but the timing is always right for you and your business. That means when they're ready, you're present. Even if you're in the middle of sleeping, even if it's 1 a.m. in the middle of the night, and your buyer is watching the computer and they're ready to sign up, they have to be able to sign up. Okay, they have to be able to sign up. They have to be able to leave you a message. If they are that much of a dinosaur, they have to be able to leave you a voicemail, a text message, or something like that. But why would somebody decide at 1 a.m. a motivated seller to do business with you? The only reason is because you have a solid and a very strong pipeline, okay? And you have agents all over the place. What do I mean by agents? It doesn't have to be human beings, by the way. It could be videos like this. Think about it right now, right? This particular YouTube channel right now has about 820, I think 820, something like that. Is it 820? I lost count. About over 800 subscribers, right? And many of them could be watching this video late into the middle of the night while I'm fast asleep, snoring my life away, right? They could watch a video and decide that they want to dig in a little bit deeper and do some more business with me. You can do the same thing from a seller standpoint in your business and from a buyer standpoint, okay? The technology of today allows you to do that. So the only when should people sign up in the digital age should be now, okay? And I'm going to give you another scenario where a customer may ask you, can I call you in 2 weeks time? Can I sign up next week and stuff like that? That could be a little bit tempting because you don't want to be pushy, right? But the only time where you are pushy or you come off as pushy is when you don't have options in life, right? That's the only time when you come off as you're a little pushy because you don't have options. When you don't have options, your prospects, that that girl across the room, they can feel it. They know that you don't have any other choice, right? And they can feel that you're desperate, right? And of course they're gonna keep postponing the idea of being with you or doing business with you or collaborating with you. They're gonna keep postponing that into the future, right? That means never. That means, gentlemen, you may get friend zoned forever, right? Because there's no urgency of now, right? There's no urgency of now. So the only time for people to do business with you is now. But does that mean in reality that everybody's ready to do business right now? No. What I'm trying to tell you is that you need to build your business around the system, around systems that allow people to be able to decide when the timing is right. And here's the thing: when you have a business module where people can forget about you, right? Where people don't see you. Like if you notice, you probably see me everywhere, like all day long. This is the first time I'm coming to the computer to do live right now today. This is 9 p.m. right now on August 25th of 2018, but you're probably watching this in 2025, right? Because I'm everywhere, everywhere. Omnipresence is part of the formula you need to add to your business. You need to be everywhere, not physically, but by leveraging technology. Okay. If you're building business in this time and age and you're not leveraging technology to make sure you're everywhere so people can do business with you in their own now, then you're missing a point. But here's how you're going to make people even decide as fast as possible to do business with you because they see you everywhere. It just makes sense. Remember, they found you because something was aligning in their life with your message at some point, right? So somebody found your message about we buy houses at some point, right? And they decided that no, I'm not selling right now. How do you build or structure your business around a place where they can continue to get followers? Okay, that's by making sure you have a follow-up system, not followers. I mean follow-up. Okay, that by making sure you build your business with a follow-up system with the thought of follow-up in mind. Okay, every time you spend a dime on marketing, you need to make sure that that $1, that one dime, sorry, that 10 cents goes as far as possible into the future as possible. Okay. That means you need to spend it like a living money, like a living marketing dollars, right? A lot of people will create exposure. They send letters. So, and you send letters and you tell people on the letters, you send letters to pre-foreclosures, right? These are motivated, hopefully motivated sellers, right? And the only option in the letter is that they should call you if they want to sell their house. But they're going to take your letter on an average, more than average, 99% of the time they're going to take your letter and drop it in the garbage, right? It's going to go in the garbage because they received a pile of letter like this from everybody else just like you, right? And that goes in the garbage, right? And you know what just happened? You just lost money. Okay, there was no when you created that marketing message, when you created that piece of marketing, there was no sense of follow up in it, right? You were just trying to make a killer in that one time. And then in most cases, like I said, your money is going in the garbage. So, how do you put into that business model in a way that you can build on top of it, right? The same thing goes with the buyer side too. What I'm going to tell you right now, the way to do that is you need the your primary objective when you market or you spend money or time on marketing should be to build your list. That's it. Okay. I've said this and I cannot over preach this. You got to build your list because when you build your list, your primary objective when you're reaching out to people in marketing, getting traffic, you get traffic, you're marketing, you're getting your message out there. The primary objective is not that they should buy from you. The primary objective is that you should build your list because then you can reach out to them even more. So anytime I tell you here to subscribe to my channel, I'm building my list, okay? Because then my message continue to reach out to you, and it's win-win because you get the message you want, and I build my followers as well. And for every time somebody subscribe on this channel, there's a way the algorithm spread the message even further, okay? So I want you to think of that when you're putting your business plan together. List building is core objective for every marketing. Okay. All right. That's the solution to the question when. When should people sign up with you? When do you want people to sign up with you? Is now. Okay. Now, how do you create a ton of nows? Because there's no such thing as yesterday. It's an illusion. That's just an illusion in your head. There was no yesterday. There's no tomorrow. That's again illusion, right? We hope for it, right? We hope we're here tomorrow, but the only thing that matters is now, right? And that now continues to become now. So the future becomes a new now, right? How do you position your business that is just evergreen across time? Time across time like that. How do you do that? And that's by building a list. Okay, that's by making sure that the objective, primary objective of every marketing pieces that you send out there is that it transcends beyond even the time and the now, and it creates a new now and a new now and a new now. So because of that, you will see me talk about creating content a lot. You will see me talk about building your list a lot. You're going to see me doing that. So I need you to understand that content creation and list building, at some point you got to be ready for that, so you can build your list, you can build your followers. And those followers, you may say, but this person is ready to sell right now, how are they going to be a follower for me? Because they can refer other people if you serve them properly. Okay, because referral is still key, because the cost of marketing to get referrals is literally free, but you got to put a fire behind it first, right? You got to put some kind of fire behind this for. So that's the idea of when we're talking about this, when should people sign up? It should be right now, and you need to communicate that in every single day. Like, for example, when should you subscribe to my channel? It should be now. Okay, there's no tomorrow. Okay, because you may never see these videos ever again, because life happens, continue to happen. And if you know you want to see more and more stuff like this, you subscribe now, because there's no tomorrow. How do you get people to sign up now in your business, right? Well, some people will say, but what if they don't have the money now? Like, depending on your business model, right? That's because money was an obstacle. That's because the value that you're offering is not strong enough. Because really, money is never an issue. We're going to talk about where here in a second. Money is never a reason why people don't sign up with you. It's because the value that they're assigning to the offer, the what that you're bringing to the table, is not strong enough yet. Okay, if that's not strong enough, then they're going to struggle with the exchange of their money for your services. Is always going to be a question in their head. That's because the why, the what, they're not strong enough. Okay, they're not strong enough. So if they're strong enough, then the answer to when is always going to be now. And sometimes when it's going to be strong enough, it's going to be later. Some people says on an average, people need to be exposed 7 times, 7 exposures to your business before they make a decision to do business with you. That's a science, by the way. It's a art and a science. It's not always 7. It could be +-2, +-5 years. I've seen people that have been on my list for 5 years before they ever sign up. That's a fact. I've seen people that sign up immediately and then everything in between. So it's not always a science, but it's the idea that you understand that the timing may not always be right for your prospect, but it's always right for you. It's your responsibility as an entrepreneur to build your business, to be respectful of that, to understand that when that person is ready and is now, you're ready. And then you build your business, create content, list building content out there, agents, a ton of content agents, articles, videos all over the place that makes people say, I need to sign up right now. Okay. So let's talk about where. When is very similar to where. Okay. Where should they sign up? Okay. Again, in the technology age, before now, I'll be like, I need to come down to wherever you are to sign up. I can only do business locally, right? But you can sign up right now. I'm in Ohio right now. Okay. I was last night in Jersey, right? Anywhere. Anywhere is right here, right now, by this computer right now. So, for example, motivated seller is ready to sign up. You spoke to them on the phone. You could even set up something like this and say, "Hey, we could talk on the phone about the issue." And we say, "Can we get online and have a online meeting tomorrow about your property?" And you get online. You could be that savvy with technology, right? It's very easy. It's just Google Hangouts. You could Google Hangouts to learn how to use it, right? Or you could go down there if you're still comfortable. You don't have to do that. I'm just telling you, there's all types of possibility, but the where is right here. Okay, right here. So right here may not be, you're not here physically right now. You need to go. If you're dealing with a motivated seller and they're home right now, you need to get off your butt and go. As long as you don't have something else that's making you money that's going on right now, you could go to the property right now and say, I'm coming back, I'll be there in 20 minutes so we can talk about this. And when you get there, what's the question? Tell me the story. What's going on? Tell me the story about the property. That's really just like that, natural. Don't do. That's obvious. I just gave you a script, but it's like I'm looking for a word. It's laid back. Okay. What's going on with the property? Tell me more about the property. Oh wow, tell me. So 3 years ago. So you stopped payment like 6 months ago. So tell me, why did you stop payment? That why, you need to write that down, right? Right? And like that, right? But we're talking about the where. The where needs to be right here. And if you're not right there, then you need to get your butt and get it there. Now, sometimes Now I'm hearing this going on a lot right now. There's something called DocuSign. DocuSign. You can get people signing your document online. You could say, "I'm about to send you a DocuSign. I'm about to send you all the documents you need to sign online." You can set up with DocuSign.com. I don't know what their fees are, right? Because I'm not using that right now. But I'm just telling you, I just started hearing that over the past 2 weeks. People are getting their documents, contracts, authorization to release signed on the internet. Okay, why? Because speed. Speed. Success loves speed. And if you're not moving fast enough, you're probably gonna lose. And what is fast enough? As fast as you can. Okay, don't compete with everybody else, but as fast as you can. If you notice there's a new way to for you as a person, as an individual to go faster, don't shy away from it. Okay, don't shy away from it. Go a little faster because again, success loves speed, especially in the 21st century. Everybody wants it easy, faster, simpler. Right now, right? So if you're not moving fast enough, chance you increase the chances of somebody else getting to that deal before you got there. So what is the where? Right here, right now. Okay, right here, right now. Okay, somebody right now was trying to fax me some contracts yesterday for a possible short sale in Linden, New Jersey. The about 23 pages came in all blank, and he went back there. They were trying to charge him like $53. He said, "Can I express mail this to you?" I said, "Yeah, express mail it to him, to me," and then I give him the address to my hotel room here in Ohio, and he's sending it to me. So probably in the next 48 hours, I'll get those documents and we can get started on it, right? So again, speed, right? Speed as fast as possible, as humanly possible. Does not mean you're competing with other people, but you need to respect speed. You need to respect the value of time in any of this stuff. So, and that's where the where and the when comes in. See, when is about time, right? Where is also about like right here, right now. We're gonna do it right now, and there's no excuse why it can't be right now. There's no excuse. Like if you bought a car right now today, they can deliver it to you in your house. You could buy a car, they can customize it over the next 1 week, and they can deliver it to your house. That's crazy, right? It's doable, right? Right now, my baggage with United was late because they took me through DC or some crazy flight transfer today, right? But they're gonna deliver it to me in the next in a little bit. They're gonna deliver that baggage to me. In fact, they may knock on my door before before we get done here in a few minutes, right? But I know it's probably gonna be after 10, right? But you get the point. Speed, right? United has now structured in place as opposed to back in the days. You got to go back to the airport. Now they understand that we can't afford to lose our customers. Whatever we got to do to get to where our customers are. Okay, I'm in Akron, Ohio. It's about, I don't know, 45 minutes from Cleveland, where the airport is, but it's still volunteered to get the baggage to me. So, what is the where? The question is wherever it takes to be now, right here, right now. Okay, if that means carrying yourself down there, then that's what you got to do. Okay, so you may say, where in a business should be an office. This is the problem that people have, right? It should be an office. I should have a PO box. PO box is cool and cute. It's $30 a month or something like that. But it's not about that. Nobody cares about that anymore. That's why for a while commercial buildings are empty because everybody, there's remote jobs all over the place. You can take up remote projects. You can take up a remote job and just work as productive as you can be from home. There's a ton of jobs that you can take from home right now. Unlike back in the days, you had to show up to the cubicles, right? So there's zero excuses. But I'm telling you that the where is wherever you are in this time and digital age is wherever you are. It's not about having an office or having a fancy office somewhere so people can see that you're big and so people can see that you're bigger than what you are. It's not about that anymore, and that stuff is not, it's not really getting anybody anymore. Everybody understand we're in a digital age. The where is right here, right now. That's where your business needs to be operating from, and you need to put that, by the way, into your business plan. Okay, the how should people sign up? Okay, you need to write that down for both sides of your business. Okay, how should they get should you walk down there to the property with the authorization to release so you can talk to the bank and the contract, or should you have it mailed to them if you're too busy? If you're too busy, by the way, you should have, that means you should have acquisition managers that can take it down there. Or would you like to do DocuSign, like I just said, get people signing their contract on the internet. You can do that. Some people say, why would they want to sign for a whole house on the internet? Because they're motivated. You should only be dealing with motivated sellers, period, point blank. If a person does not need to get rid of their property as of yesterday, you should not be having conversations with them. You should be like, keep my number. As soon as you need to get rid of that property, I'm the guy to buy from you. We'll close in 5 to 7 days, and you move on to the next prospect and fill up your and get busy with filling up your pipeline. Okay, that's how you should be. Okay, so the how they should be signing up, how you should be serving these people is what we're talking about right now. Really, signing up. Is sign up. And the how of your marketing obviously is something you need to also write down. How are you going to market? Are you going to do direct mailing? Are you going to do voiceless ringtones? Are you going to be cold calling? You need to figure that out. That all that stuff is going to be based on your budget and how much time. It's really, really a battle between how much time and how much money you have. Okay, just understand that as you get more busier and as your time become much more valuable, you can pay for other people to do the activities you don't want to do, right? And that means the house can evolve over time. You need to understand that the house can be dynamic. Obviously, especially in this technology age right now. As far as on the buyer side, let's talk about the house. Now, this is the part I think you should focus on. And again, you can go and watch the last video, which is how to get started flipping houses. Ola, just search that on YouTube. Ola, how to get started flipping houses. And I talk about that a lot. Okay. Buyers list, the how is build a list of buyers. Okay. Find something. I'm going to tell you what that is. Okay. Give what would buyer want to know? Okay. Before they purchase a property, what would they like to know? What are the different things they would like to know? For me, I think they would like to know how to work out a math so that they don't get into trouble. Too many people have bought homes in the past 15 to 20 years that they really can't afford because they don't know how to calculate the math, starting from cost of acquisition, purchase price, all the way down to closing costs, to ROI, the difference between cash on cash, return on investment, the different, what is ARV? Is ARV always applicable, right? I think people not knowing the differences between all those things and being able to explain that to them is valuable. Okay, so I put that into a book that I call the New Jersey Real Estate Secrets, and that's what I give away in exchange for their contact information, essentially phone number and email addresses. Okay, and when I do that, I'm building my list of buyers. What do I do with the list of buyers? Every time I have a property or a partner has a property, I will send it to them, and that's how I make my money, by having that list. Okay, and that's what I focus on when it comes to the majority of my real estate wholesaling business. Now, some people say, oh, but you should also find the motivated sellers. I do find the motivated sellers. I'm just telling you that I create a lot more volume by having a list of buyers and pre-qualifying them and giving them the education that they need to buy right. Not only that, I'm also building trust in the marketplace because I'm not just throwing straw buyers through a property just so I can eat off of equity. I'm actually putting people into properties where they can build wealth over time. So if you can be that person that can educate people with simple reports, you can put out a simple 7-page report on this. Okay, you give that in exchange for email addresses. You set that up online. That's something we teach extensively in the book Empire Lifestyle Secrets on how to do that. You can download that at My Empire Pro, by the way. You can download that from My Empire Pro. You can see that on the screen right now. Okay, myempirepro.com. You download that. And I tell you all the time that, again, your primary job, we're talking about the 5 points below right now, which you can see the details on the previous video that I did. What is wholesale house flipping? Hola, you can Google that. You can write that down right now. What is wholesale house flipping? Okay, and you put my name and you Google that, that video will come up, right? And I explained that in details from number 1 through 5. Really, you're responsible to find deals on the put them under contract, and you need inbuilt equity and you're selling them. But your primary job is marketer. And I told you earlier that list building needs to be at the core of all of this. Okay, list building. Okay, list building, especially of buyers. Okay, because already there's existing list of sellers out there that you can start marketing to, and you can build a list of your sellers. Maybe they can refer people through you in the future, or after somebody sell you a property, you can transfer them to your buyers list because they can potentially buy from you in the future, or they can refer somebody else who's a buyer to you in the future. By the way, some of your sellers, if you're a really good wholesaler, some of your sellers are going to end up becoming buyers a few years down the line because they know they can buy at discounts from you. Okay, and I've had that scenario multiple times in my business where somebody Few years down the line, they became a buyer in my business, right? Because they know that I was able to help them get rid of a property, but that property became a discounted property for somebody else. It was a win-win-win scenario. But because of their credit that was shut, because maybe they were late on payments and stuff, they had to wait 2, 3 years. But people stay in touch. People continue to receive follow-up information from you, or they refer other people to your business. And that's why list building must be at the very core of the how of how you build this business. So if I was going to write anything, if I was going to write just 2 words, if I had space for only 2 words in front of my how, that would be list building. Okay. That would be list building. Okay. So now the rest of the how you're gonna get people sign up again, how you're gonna sign people up, that's what I just explained, and you can go over this video again until it makes sense. Take some note and then structure it. Maybe create like a cascaded version of this, and then structure the points that I make under each one. But you can notice right now that they are all kind of interwoven. Now, number 7 is the how much. Is why I think this is one of the best business model ever. Okay. He literally costs $0 on every part, right? You as a house flipper, the seller, you don't charge them nothing to do your services, to help them out. You help them get rid of a house. They don't pay you nothing. Remember that you're helping them get rid of a house. They're not giving their house to you. That was not an asset anymore. They were motivated sellers. There was distressed properties. It was distressed ownership, right? And they needed to get rid of that house. And you help them get rid of that house. You're bringing value to the table, and you didn't have to charge them a dime, right? That's why I think that's one half of the reason why I think this is the best business ever. Okay. Now let's talk about the buyers. You're serving the buyers too, right? You're getting them this discounted houses, right? And you didn't have to charge them a dime either. Because most of the houses you're going to be picking up are probably investment properties, are discounted properties. In fact, you're giving them equity. They're getting equity for you getting these houses for them on the off the market, off market deals, because you understand marketing, because you understand list building, right? And you're getting this house over to them. I mean, this is a very simple process, okay? It just takes setting it up. That's really what you need. You learn how to set it up. Once you set it up, it become a part of who you are. It becomes a part of your business model. You can absolutely apply the same business model to any type of business in the world. It's all about list building. Okay, you're on everybody's list. When you wake up every day, you get how many emails in your inbox? You get a minimum 20, 40 emails in your inbox when you go to your email every time. Why? Because list building is at the core of the success of any type of business today, because it's essentially free marketing. Once somebody is on your list and they're subscribed to your list, you market to them for free, and it's really now your responsibility to find out how you can serve them in exchange for revenue, in exchange for making money, right? But the beauty about this house flipping business is that you're not charging people up front. The money you're making, that everybody is making, is coming from equity, the kind of equity that comes with the real estate business. Real estate is the best thing ever. You know why? Because we all have to continue to pay rent, all of us, right? The worst thing that can happen to any human being is being homeless. And we know, and we keep a job. We work hard because we got to keep a roof over our heads. All of us, right? Even after we finish paying the mortgages, guess what? You still got to pay taxes. And if you don't pay taxes, guess what happens? Okay, the Linden property I was telling you about was because the city is about to foreclose because of taxes. She bought the house like in the 1964, something like that, brand new. And the city, she's old, and the city is about to foreclose on the property because she's owing taxes. They don't care. They'll foreclose because you always have to pay rent in a developed country, in a developed anywhere, because you pay taxes. Taxes is forever and ever and ever, right? So, but that's the beauty about real estate, because the money comes from there. You're able to help people get rid of these liabilities. They become an asset for somebody else, and your business is an asset because you understand list building. So, if you want to learn more about list building, we then you know where to go. MyEmpirePro.com is where you want to go. You want to download Empire Lifestyle Secrets. It's absolutely free. Okay. Uh, and then if you are endowed enough, I would go all the way inside, because I do have some other special offers for you on the inside of it. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I do have some other special offers for you on the inside. You can click the link on the on the description area, okay, and it will take you to this page right here. That's if you're brand new here and you want to download this book, okay. Now, if you're already here, I will send you an email. If you already have a copy of this book and you want to go a little bit further, then you know what to do. Just open one of my emails tomorrow, okay? Open one of my emails tomorrow and take it from there. But myempirepro.com is where you want to be. You want to download this book. It's absolutely free, okay? And that's where we're going to dive into details on how to build your list of buyers. Okay. I was saying something earlier. Okay. We're almost done right now. Okay. I was saying something earlier. And what I was saying is that you want to find out where there's a gap in the business. In the business of house flipping, what I see when I go to the local real estate meetings, what I see, what I notice in most cases is that people are trying to be everybody else. Okay, they also want to market, and there's a big loophole in the business model, and that's the fact that even the gurus that you're following to those meetings, they don't have all the buyers that they want. Okay, all of them don't have all the buyers that they want, and some of them have some cash buyers. They have buyers that want to buy with hard money loans, and they're looking to buy at 65% discount. But there are other people on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, that will happily buy a property at 80, 85%, okay, of purchase price to the value, right? And there's still a discount for them. They get to pay for their closing costs, they get to put in some work into the property, and they get to fix a property, and it could become their dream home. There are a ton of people out here like that. And what I want to show you is how to build a list of people like that, okay, using internet traffic, learning how to drive traffic online, and building your list. And by the way, you can geo target it to your local area. You can absolutely geo target all of this. It could be just the area you want to cover. You don't have to do the whole country or the whole world. And if you want to do the whole world too, you can absolutely do that. But I want you to understand that the best thing you can do for your business is to understand list building, okay? And that's what I cover extensively in Empire Lifestyle Secrets. So if you're brand new here, that's the first step, okay? Once you download the book, you automatically have instant access to a course, a 7-day course called the Smart Business Empire. See, what I'm sharing with you here is essentially smart house flipping business, okay? And the Smart Business Empire will tell you in about 7 videos, short videos, straight to the point, a nice put together presentation on how to apply this to your particular type of business. Okay, so but same process. www.myempirepro.com. If you're looking for a list of motivated sellers in your area, looking for pre-foreclosures and things like that, you should check out RedX, and that you can find out at myempirepro.com/RedX. So that's what I have for you on this episode. Hopefully you like what you've seen so far. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video with people you know. If you can't think of anybody, just click share button and share to your social media wall. Your comments, your like, your contribution, your questions, put that in the comment box below. I love to connect with you. We'll love it, absolutely. But yeah, hopefully you've been enlightened and educated, and I'll see you on the next one. And peace.